Smoked 3-cheese mac and cheese with crispy breadcrumb bark. Hey, welcome back to Smokin' and Drinkin'. I'm Mike, and today we're making smoked 3-cheese mac and cheese with a crispy breadcrumb crust. Let's get smoking. All right, we're going to make a smoked mac and cheese. We're doing a 3-cheese smoked mac and cheese. We're going to be using 8 ounces of sharp cheddar, and we're going to have 6 ounces of Gruyère, and about 4 ounces of smoked gouda. And first thing we need to do is we're going to make the cheese sauce, but first we need to make a roux. And we've got 4 tablespoons of flour and 4 tablespoons of butter. We've got our countertop burner here because it's a lot easier than over at the stove. And we're going to make a roux, so we just need our butter, get that melted, and then we'll add in our flour, and we'll just y'all probably know how to make a roux. Just kind of basically brown it, thicken it up a little bit, and then we'll add in our milk. We have 3 cups of whole milk that we've warmed a little bit. Mostly we just let it sit. It's about room temperature. And a cup of heavy whipping cream that we'll add to that to make our roux. And then when that's kind of thickened up, we'll add our cheeses. So just need to get that hot enough, and we'll get going on our roux. All right, our butter is pretty well melted. Our saucepan is up to temp. We're going to add our flour in. And get that kind of mixed up just a little bit. Just want to get it kind of brown a little bit. And I do have a pound of elbow macaroni boiling. We're just going to cook that al dente because we're going to finish cooking it, of course, on the smoker. So we don't want it. It'll get mushy if we cook it too long boiling it. So let that go, and then we're going to add our whole milk and our heavy whipping cream. Hopefully our saucepan is big enough. Should be okay. And our cup of heavy whipping cream. Just want to basically simmer that until it starts to thicken just a little bit. Let that go, and then we are going to add our 3 cheeses. And technically, I'm going to make this a 4 cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of cotija cheese. It's like a Mexican mozzarella. We used that before in a video, and I really like that cheese. I think that'll go nicely. We're going to add that at the end and sprinkle it on, crumble it on top. But just going to let this go until it starts to thicken. Okay, got that pretty warm. It's starting to thicken just a little bit. We're going to turn the heat off, and we are going to add our seasonings. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. I'm going to wait with that. We're going to wait with both of those. We're going to add our cheeses in. We'll start with our cheddar. And just kind of try not to splash all over. Oh, this is going to be so good. Last time I did this, it's been quite a while since I've done it. I made a 5 cheese, and it was my daughter's favorite dish. She requests it every year on her birthday. It's not her birthday, but we'll see if she comes out. Okay, that is our cheddar. And we'll add in our Gruyère. This is actually a Gruyère white cheddar blend. Gruyère is so expensive. But, you know, we're not super fancy here. We're doing things just everyday Joe kind of stuff. But just tasted it. Still has a strong Gruyère flavor, so I'm happy with that. And then we'll add in our smoked gouda. Our macaroni did finish al dente. Got it in an aluminum pan. And we're going to smoke it on the smoker. We have the smoker preheating 225. We're using cherry pellets. And we just want kind of a mild smoke flavor. Didn't want anything too harsh like hickory or mesquite or anything like that. But get some of these lumps out of here. All right. Now we'll add our seasonings in and add our quarter teaspoon of spicy Dijon mustard. Actually, it's not spicy, it's just Dijon mustard. And our quarter teaspoon of smoked paprika. A nice smoky aroma to it. Gives it a nice, kind of a nice red color to it too. Oh, that's nice. All of our Dijon in there. Get that mixed up real good. Real well. My Midwestern accent is coming out. All right, and then we're gonna just put that over our macaroni. Just gonna pour that right over the top. We'll mix it in a little bit here in a second. Okay. Slide this to the side. That all mixed in real nice. Then we're going to set this aside and we're going to mix up our crunchy breadcrumb topping. Oh, I love mac and cheese. All right, let's just slide that aside. Won't really need that, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, then for our breadcrumb bark, we have 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. And we have, gonna need to melt butter. Forgot to melt butter. It's all right. We have a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. And we're just going to add a little salt and pepper. Don't need a lot. Cheese is very salty, so just put a little bit in there. All right, now I got to melt my butter. All right, got our 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And we just need to stir that up a little bit and get it mixed real well. This is going to make a nice crispy bark on the top of our smoked mac and cheese. Get most of these clumps out of there, break up that smoked paprika and the garlic powder. All right. Then bring the mac and cheese back in. And we're just going to sprinkle this over the top, just like kind of like we do with our rubs. I'm going to get it coated real well. I want it kind of even. I'm going to use my hands here. I don't want big piles of it on there. Yeah, it's all right. I get a little buttery, my fingers, but that's okay. We want our bark nice and even. All right, we are ready to get that out on the smoker. Like I said, we're using cherry pellets. We got it at 225. Let's get that out the smoker. We're going to leave it out there for 45 to 60 minutes, just till we have a nice bark on there. At the end, we may crank the temp up. Just kind of, if it's not browning enough or getting crispy enough, we'll just crank the temp up on it for about 15 minutes and get a nice golden brown, crusty bark on it. So let's get it out to the smoker. All right, I just checked on the smoked mac and cheese. It's been going 45 minutes, and I turned it up to 350 degrees, the smoker, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I want to get kind of the crust or the bark on the top is getting a little crispy, but I want to get it browned a little more. So turn the heat up to 350. We'll let that go another 10-15 minutes, but in the meantime, I thought we'd make a cocktail. It is kind of the Lenten season. That's kind of why we're making this the meatless dish today. If you are, or if you're somebody who observes Lent, then this would be a good dish for you. Or if you're a vegetarian or just trying to cut back on red meat, that's not really what we do here. But I do observe the Lenten season, so we're making non-meat dish here today. And deviate a little bit. We're still going to have a little bit of an alcoholic drink here, but we're going to make a smoked vanilla root beer rum. And I put a cinnamon stick out on the smoker for about 20 minutes. Give it just a little bit of a smoky, yeah, just a little bit of a hint of smoke on that, along with that cinnamon aroma. We have spiced rum, Captain Morgan's spiced rum. We have vanilla and, of course, the cinnamon stick. And I'm using A&W zero sugar. I'm supposed to be cutting back on the sugar. So you normally want to use a real root beer or craft root beer or something with a lot of flavor to it. But this is what we're using here today. So let's get started. First thing I need is ice. Okay, we got our gigantic ice ball, way too big for the glass. Need to get some smaller ice balls or just use regular cubes, but we're going to go ahead and do that. But we need 2 ounces of spiced rum. You could also use dark rum. We got Captain Morgan's original spiced rum here. 2 ounces. This is a 2-ounce jigger. Barely gets past the ice ball there. And we need 6 to 8 ounces of our root beer. We're not going to get a whole lot. Yeah, I'm going to need a bigger glass. Small of a glass. All right, there we go. Now we're back. We've got our 2 ounces of spiced rum. We need just a half a teaspoon of vanilla. You could also smoke the vanilla if you want to. This is the vanilla that I made myself. And we're going to do our 6 to 8 ounces of root beer. Just kind of guessing on that. And our smoked cinnamon stick for garnish. Just going to give that just a little stir with the cinnamon stick. That's really all there is to it. Oh wow. It's got a spicy, root beer is kind of spicy anyway, but with that spiced rum, I love that aroma. Let's get a little sip before we have our smoked mac and cheese. Ooh, I like that. The spicy rum flavor and the root beer. Boy, that really is nice. All right, we need to set that aside. Can't have that until we have our smoked mac and cheese. We're gonna let that go probably another 10 minutes on the smoker, and then we'll get it in here and we'll get a taste. All right, I just checked on the smoked mac and cheese. It's got a nice crispy crust on top. It's ready to go. Let's go out and get it off the smoker. Oh boy. Oh, that smells wonderful. All right. It's got a nice crispy crust on the top. It's a little bit, not quite as crispy as I'd want. Got a little bit blackened on there, but that's okay. And one more piece of cheese, and one more cheese item that we're going to add to it. Remember I said at the beginning, we're going to add some cotija Mexican cheese, or Mexican mozzarella, some people call it. It's a queso campesino. It's the brand on that. It's a crumbly cheese. It's pretty salty, which I think is kind of really adds to the flavor. We're just going to sprinkle some on top. I don't think this kind of cheese would melt real well, so we decided to wait and add it on afterwards. I love cheese. Don't tell my doctor. All right. That looks wonderful. Smells delicious. Wow. Can't wait to tear into that. All right, let's get a taste. We're just gonna get right into it here. Oh, it's going to be super hot. I might not want to have that big of a bite. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, you can hear that crunch. That's the crunchy bark on top. Oh, boy. That is cheesy. Wow, that's got a lot of different cheesy flavors to it. The aroma is very cheesy. It's a little on the salty side, which I kind of like. Pasta needs to be salted, and it's hard to salt pasta. But this is just the right blend of seasonings. Well, let's see how that goes with the root beer and rum. Oh, that has blended nicely, just sitting there for a little bit. That is delicious. Wow, that is great. So that about does it for the smoked 3-cheese mac and cheese with breadcrumb bark. And I appreciate all you tuning in again to Smokin' and Drinkin'. If you like this video, hit the like button, and remember to subscribe. And if if you want to get notified, hit the notification bell. As always, Prost!